We just completed some blue science production. And we were building some trains. We had built a railway up here to get some oil, but we haven't actually hooked anything up yet. Because the first oil we found was down here, but this isn't actually very much oil, and we decided we needed more oil than that. And my goal today is to try and get as far as purple science. Purple science requires rails, electric furnaces, and productivity modules. Rails we're already making, but we're probably going to need to make quite a few more for science. We've just got this little bit here making them for my own purposes. We are some way off being able to make productivity modules. They require electronic circuits and advanced circuits, which we do have, but we don't have very many advanced circuits. We're only making a handful here, which are all going into blue science. So we're going to have to expand our advanced circuit production. These are quite slow, as you can see, compared to the green circuits. So you end up needing a lot of machines. We might have to build down here or something. Generic Mime Toad says, at least oil never runs out, meaning power never runs out. Yes, the oil is technically infinite in this game, but the production does decrease. And eventually it sort of settles to a low amount compared to what you started with. Although I'm still using coal power at the moment. So my power could run out. Yes. And then once we've hooked up the oil, we also need to go and set up another iron mine, because this is all the iron we have. And this patch is already significantly smaller than when we started. It used to be like here. Bottoms out at 0.1 units per second. Yes. So you'll always get some oil. So this is our oil station. We already have one of those. What I need to do now is go and build the other oil station. I might try and offload some of this stuff that I'm carrying around unnecessarily as well. By the way, let me know if the audio is okay. I think I've got it set right. I always have to remember how I've set it for each game. Ready? Deal. Yes. Okay, we will need a train stop. We need a locomotive and 2 fluid wagons. And then we need a bunch of... how many did I need? 7. Okay. Once again, apologies for... everything is a bit dark at night and it can be hard to see on stream. I often use a mod that adds more light. However, using mods disables achievements, and I would quite like to, because the 2.0 release, even if you don't have the Space Age DLC, added a bunch more achievements. So I do want to get all the achievements. As well, okay, yeah, let's might as well drive the train up there rather than walk. All this station. Name stop. Oil 2. I like color coding things. So the train is black, the stop is black. You can change the color of it up here. Any color you like. And then oh, we need some pumps as well. Oh, I didn't bring any engines to make pumps for the Emma. Let me build the rest of it while I'm up here. I'll go back. Hello, Pixelmate. Welcome in. Pixelmate says party whoop whoop. You're enthusiastic today, Pixelmate. Hope you're having a good day. Just thankful for your raid. Yes, we did raid you yesterday, Pixelmate. I tried to raid anyone who shows up to my streams who is a streamer themselves. I tried to give them a raid because, you know, spread the love around the community. We'd have enough pipes for all this. Pixelmate, I don't know if you've ever played Factorio. We are just setting up some oil production right now. But I forgot to bring the pumps with me, so I'm setting up the oil production as far as like here. And I'll go back and get some pumps. We also need more power lines, I think, as well. Yeah, I've only got 5. You can go down the route of automating all of the buildings you need. People build like moles that, you know, they have assembling machines in them, and they have power poles. They have absolutely everything they need. I never quite bothered with that, but maybe at some point this playthrough I will. I automate things like inserters and belts, things like that. Oh, we need iron. Depends how big of a factory you want to build, I suppose. There's another factor. Right, we needed some engines to make. Oops. We are making those. Over here. Making those for science. We have a little container of them. Not necessarily convinced we need to stockpile them, but we are. Oops. Have I unlocked concrete yet? Ah, yes, I have. Yeah, concrete is useful because it increases your movement speed whilst you're on. People like to coat their entire base in concrete, which is probably something we'll do at some point as well. When we have a few more resources to spare. Let me actually put the power line as we're going here. Oops. Please wait for your train to stop before you try to walk between it. Haven't died to a train yet this game, but I'm sure it will happen at some point. Now then, once this thing is lined up with station, wait till it's full, then go to unload and wait till it's empty. Also, would be a good idea if I put the second wagon on. Everything powered. Sorry, hard to see in the dark, but everything is now powered and the train is filling with oil. It's not filling with oil very fast because we don't have very much oil. Eventually it will fill up. Except I'm impatient, so I'm going to make it go back now. Okay. Doing on power. We are okay on power at the moment. So right now we're researching advanced material processing, which gives you electric furnaces. I don't plan to actually use the electric furnaces yet. However, we do need them for purple science. So we'll research that and then we'll research purple science. I can probably start building the purple science area, even if we haven't unlocked the science packs yet. So I'll go and start that. I'm out of building materials. Here's circuits, belts, and inserters. Altibago says, you hear that, Americans? We don't have much oil. Please no freedom. Yeah, nothing of interest to Americans in this map. There's just some tiny bits of oil. Hello, Izzy the Penguin. Welcome in. Thank you for redeeming Chalk Milkwort as your flower of the day. I hope you are doing alright. We do have some trees in the way of our base, so you know what that means. Emma the botanist does not condone throwing hand grenades at trees. In real life, it's a pretty ineffective method of deforestation, but it's quite fun in this game, I have to admit. Just careful not to throw it. I'm doing what Harry does in Core Keeper and using explosive weapons at close range and taking damage. Okay, that should be enough room for now. Exactly, Izzy, the Harry Green endorsed method of tree clearing. Hello, Liari, best penguin, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day as well. Right, let's see what we need. We need rails. How many rails do you need for a purple science pack? 30. Okay, that's quite a lot. And it takes 21 seconds to craft a production science pack. So we need slightly more than one rail per second per science assembler. when we are making the rails, it does 2 in half a second. So we can support at least 4 assemblers off of Purple Science assemblers off of 1 rail assembler. I'm just wondering, obviously, trying to put rails on a belt is going to be tricky if we need so many of them. I'm wondering if it would be better to have a sort of setup where we just make the rails and then feed them directly into the science. In which case, we probably want to build the furnaces first. Obviously, we already have the red circuits. So yeah, the next thing we build, like here, probably wants to be electric furnaces, which we're still halfway to unlocking. But we can already see what they need. They need steel plates, advanced circuits, and stone bricks. Of those things, the only thing we don't already have on our belts here is stone bricks. So actually the first thing we need to do is make stone bricks. I'm going to come all the way back here for that, because stone bricks are made out of stone in a furnace. So we can't quite fit another row of furnaces here. I was going to put a row there, but we'll put them up here instead. The way you make stone bricks is you take stone and you shove them in a furnace. We did make a few earlier. So I'll make a row of those. We already have this contraption here that can supply coal to everywhere that needs it. Harry says, I used my Core Keeper character from the stream to do some exploring in my save. The explosive stuff we gathered are very OP, and while I did explore further, I did blow myself up a few times already. Yes, so in our final Core Keeper stream, one of the things we unlocked was the final tier of explosives, which we didn't do much with in the end, but Harry does enjoy using the explosive weapon. I can understand. Oops, accidentally turned off my whole factory there. Please disregard. Hello, Mike Claroni. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good weekend. Thank you for redeeming I Am Cute. Mike Claroni, incredibly generous contributor to this stream over many months. And has played Factorio with me before on a multiplayer server. In fact, has been admin on a server, spawned in nuclear bombs and then exploded Dragon Girl 89. Which I have to admit, quite funny. Thank you for the lurk, Mike. And if you would like your flower of the day, feel free to redeem it. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, I'm going to do 12 instead of 24 of these, because when you smelt the stone into stone bricks, you get 2 stone out. Sorry, you get 2 stone per stone brick. It's not 1-to-1 like it is with iron. So you need twice as much. So that's going to use like half the belt, and I need the other half of the belt to go this way for making rails and stuff like that. It won't matter. I might preemptively put some more miners here. Once we have like a big stone patch coming in by train or something like that, it won't matter. But while we've only got a little bit of stone, I'm going to keep this to half row of stone brick furnaces. Hello, Sacred Riki, who says hi Emma. Hi to you too. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a good weekend. Altibago says, why, despite not seeing Microni nuke Dragon Girl, can I very clearly hear the noises Dragon Girl made? I don't know if a clip of that incident exists. But yeah, I guess you've watched a few Dragon streams, haven't you? You know what's up. Actually, the funniest one was the one I did. In this game, obviously you have cars, as you will have seen. You can have 2 people in a car. So I told Dragon we were going somewhere, and we both got in the car and drove off. And then I got out the car and blew up the car while she was still in it. I know, the betrayal. I am a horrible person. We're not out of underground. Okay, I don't know why it didn't put the underground in there for me. Yeah, normally when you drag a belt, the game is smart and knows when you need to put an underground belt in. Okay, we now have stone bricks slowly arriving. Hello, Sarah with Stars. Happy Sunday to you too. Sarah with Stars says, but the comedy. Yeah, Sarah gets it. I did consider whether to open this game up to multiplayer, like I did with Core Keeper. But I specifically wanted to do a complete playthrough of the game myself, without having other people helping me, because every time I've played it before, it's been with other people, and other people have done a lot of the setup for me, and so I've never really learned how to do some of the things. Especially the oil stuff. And I would like to do it myself. So apologies for that. Right, we need steel circuits and stone bricks. I'm going to put steel and stone bricks onto this belt. I can share. I can remember how to do this. That. Needs to go under there. Wait, no, that's not right. Hang on, have I need some stone bricks to continue going this way for other things that need stone bricks. So that needs to be there. That needs to be there. I need an underground there. So when you build a bus design like this, where you have all your resources in lines like this, there's not much spaghetti, but the one place there is spaghetti is trying to get the resources on and off of the bus, such as is happening here. That's still not right, because I've put steel on both sides now. That's what I meant to do. There we are. So we have both resources are continuing this way, but we're also splitting some off to come down here and use to make furnaces. Oops. With Stars says, Altibago says friends blow up friends. So with Stars says, friends encourage scientific experimentation and exploration of new pastimes and passions. That sounds like something Tofu would say. When trying to justify her physics class playing video games all day. Okay, we have finally researched furnaces, so we can actually start making them now. I'm going to do the usual thing, because this needs 3 ingredients, I'm going to do the usual thing of 1 lot of ingredients coming on a belt that side, the 3rd ingredient comes in on the belt this side. And then we use our friends, the long inserters, to extract the results. Oh, we haven't been building lights. We should probably do that. I only realise when it's dark. I never think otherwise. So that people can somewhat see what I'm doing. Sarah Star says that Tiny Toxic Tofu is a wise woman. I don't know if you've ever seen her stream, Sarah. Hello, Al Huno. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Forget everybody who's just shown up to redeem your flowers of the day if you would like one. Okay. We're still waiting for Purple Science Packs to research themselves. So while we're waiting for that, we can build the other ingredient they need, which is productivity modules. I don't think we're going to have enough red circuits to actually build these, but I can set up the factory how it will need to look once we have them, and then I can worry about actually having enough resources to power that factory. So they are made out of green circuits and red circuits. Need there. Let's build lights, even though it's daytime. I'm going to remember this time. Wait, those are 1 tile too far over. Okay. We might as well stick them on the same belt as the furnaces, which means I want the furnaces on the far side of the belt, which means we need to do this thing in order to get them to show up there, and then these will show up on the other side, and we'll have a combined belt of furnaces and productivity modules, which will go here. And then rails. What am I going to do about the rails then? Let's actually, yeah, think a bit more before we commit to that. Out of stuff again. Gears. Yes, I think we want to start with rails. We decided that 1 rail assembler was enough for several What I might do, just because I'm too lazy to figure out the perfect ratio, I might do something like this. So these will be the ones making the purple signs, and then the ones making the rails I'll put here. So each one will be feeding 2. I think each one can support more than 2. Just because you need so many rails, I don't want to stick them on a belt. I'd rather put them directly. In fact, I think this is a job for fast inserters as well, to shift them between the machines. So this will be rails, and then rails actually have 3 ingredients as well. So we need 2 belts this side. So actually, let me move this whole thing over 1 block. Which, yeah. When you unlock robots, this will happen automatically, but I haven't quite unlocked robots yet. So I have to manually rebuild everything in the correct place. Hello, Elfie. Oh, come in. Thank you for redeeming your flower. Oh, well. Would have picked up some belts while I was back here. I've got plenty of everything else. We need to build iron sticks in order to make the rails like we're doing there. This needs 1 iron stick per craft. And it's half a second to do the craft. And iron sticks are 2 iron sticks per craft, and the craft takes half a second. So actually, yeah, 1 iron stick machine can support 2 rail machines. Just trying to think if I can somehow I can, but I need to leave a gap in this line of assemblers like that. I can have 1 iron stick machine feeding 2 rail machines, feeding 4 purple science machines. I have no idea if this is like optimal or anything. I have seen like optimal machines in people's multiplayer games before. Usually done with blueprints that they took off the internet. I'm figuring everything out myself because I think it's more fun. I think this is a decent way of doing it, but I don't know that for certain. We will need to feed steel and stone directly into the rail assembler. I also need iron for the iron sticks. So let's bring the iron from the iron sticks from this belt. And then the other belt is going to be a mixture of steel and stone. Only disadvantage of having your resources on a bus like this is you do use an awful lot of belts, taking your resources to where they need to be, but that's okay. Belts are not that expensive. At least the slow ones aren't. The fast ones are a bit more expensive. We have steel on the wrong side. Here we go. So yeah, those are now making veils. We are 85% done with the purple science packs, at which point we can set this up. We will need this belt, which has the other two ingredients for the purple science, to come in here. We will need the products to come out. And let's not forget the all-important lights. Where do I put the lights in this bit? It's full. Let's put one there. And then this needs to go and join up with the blue science over here. And I know it looks like I've almost set up purple science, and I said my goal for this stream was to set up purple science, and we're only 40 minutes into the stream. I'm going to make this bigger. We can't actually produce purple science with what we have set up. We're producing nowhere near enough red circuits. You'll notice these machines require red circuits. So far we haven't actually made a single productivity module. There are none here. So we're not going to be making any science until we... The further you build your factory out this way, the more you have to go back to the earlier stages and make them bigger. We're doing that next. And probably for most of the rest of the stream. But yeah, in principle, if I left the game running for hundreds of hours, we would make some purple science with this setup. There's also the fact that I think purple science is even slower than blue. Blue is... Oh no, blue is 24 seconds. Purple is 21. Okay, so we need more to have it balanced with the other sciences. We would need more than just this. We'd need like another bit here. Anyway, let me check. Okay, looks like this. That's not working. Why is that not working? Working again now. I'm checking that all the parts of the machine are actually keeping up with each other, which they are. Okay, that's good. Bunch more stuff that I don't actually need yet, but we can research with just blue science. So I'll queue up those things. As well have our factory be doing things at all times. Right. So yeah, when something's not producing, you sort of work your way back in the system to see what's the bottleneck. We don't have any science because we don't have any productivity modules, because we don't have any advanced circuits. Because the few advanced circuits we are making are going to blue science and furnaces, because those machines are first in the factory. We're not making very many advanced circuits because we don't have enough green circuits. Because we don't have enough copper going into the green circuit factory. Don't have enough copper because we're not smelting enough copper. Okay. It's probably a good time to start using the steel furnaces. So there are 3 furnaces. There's stone furnace, which is these ones. Steel furnaces are also a 2x2 size building that needs coal. And then there's electric furnaces. Electric furnaces are bigger. They're 3x3. They need electricity. I'm not going to use those just yet because you need to redo all your setup because you don't need the coal belts. The machines are bigger, so you need more space. And you need a lot more power to actually run them. But we will eventually switch over to them. But the thing with steel furnaces is they're twice as fast. I put one of these here. If you compare how fast this bar is moving to how fast this bar is moving. So we can double our copper smelting without having to expand it at all just by doing this. At that point we probably need more copper mines as well. See if that's enough copper. I have a feeling that's still not going to be enough copper. So I said we were going to go and fetch some more iron by rail, but we actually might end up fetching more copper by rail first. We have a few patches around. Makes sense to use one that's right next to the railway. How's this looking? Okay. Well, yeah, that's still not quite enough. Okay, next project then is set up a copper mine. Bring it in by train. So we have enough rails still. We're going to need another train station. And probably some more signals. Let me just gather a bunch of stuff that we might need. There we go. Because we're carrying ore and not oil this time, we'll be using cargo wagons instead of fluid wagons. And I was going to do 4. I'm going to have my trains be 1 locomotive and 4 wagons. I don't know if that's optimal or not. Just what I'm going to do. Let's hook up some fuel. And some power. Our train's fueled. Since we're doing copper, we will colour code our train to be like copper coloured, probably like that. El Tibago says, "Oh, I love this time of year. They just announced the traditional festive Northern Rail strikes. Just doesn't feel like Christmas without them." Well, good news, none of my railways are going on strike because the trains are all automated. As long as I'm here, everything will work. And then we're going to unload the train here, and then I'll send the copper off here. Probably have another row of furnaces up here. We will direct the copper to. First thing I want to do is actually the mine. Oops, no, not that way. That way. Of the nearby patches, this one is the nearest to the rail and also the biggest, so it makes sense to use this one. And move a few of these trees. By the way, it is possible to remove cliffs as well if you research explosives. It's not really in the way this time though, we can just go around it, so I won't bother. I want to branch off of the main railway so that we're not holding up traffic whilst the train is stopped. We need enough space for 4 wagons. That's not quite enough space for 4 wagons. I need my train to not be in the way here. Not enough space for 4 wagons. Yes, good. Okay. Copper. And let's make it copper coloured again. Because I like doing that. Don't ask me why. Tibago says, thankfully I don't need to go too far. Just a 40-minute train ride either side of Christmas should be fine. Yes, Best Harry came to visit me on the train. And that all went okay, which was good. There are a few trees growing on the copper patch here, which I'll need to move. I mean, we don't need to build the whole thing immediately. We can just get it started and then come back later and expand. You can see this is going to offer us a lot more production than the puny little patch that I started with, which was only this big. This big. Lubricant has been researched. A vitally important technology. I won't say what for. Arrange this. Then we won't fill all of the wagons to start with. If you imagine having 4 lanes of these, one going into each wagon, and then if necessary have some additional lanes as well. And then merging them. But for now we can just fill one of the wagons. So instead of full cargo as a weight condition, each of these slots can hold 50 ore, and there are 40 slots, so that's 2,000 ore per wagon. So if I say wait until item count is equal to 2,000, you can do some quite sophisticated stuff with this stuff here, but I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to do very simple things. and then we'll join back on the rail there. I will add some signals so that the oil train is not held up by having the copper train in its station. Actually, this still needs to be a two-way rail, so we need signals both sides. Go. And we probably, one inserter is not going to be enough to keep up. I think we probably need like 3. And I don't know what the best way of doing this is. Actually, you could just do something like this. Yeah, let's do that. And we already ran a power line for oil, so the power is right here. Just need to connect it. And there we are, our line is going. Train. We will need many more of them. As usual, I'm lazy, and I'm going to say go immediately. We didn't. I forgot to rename the unload copper station to unload copper. Unload copper. Fortunately, there's quite a few things you can do sort of remotely in this game. You can't build. I can't go over here and build until I unlock construction robots. But I can do things like change train timetables and stuff without actually having to go and visit the train physically, which is good. You need to go to unload copper, and then you need to wait till you have empty cargo. And also, because I'm impatient, you need to go there now. Here you go. Right, okay. We do have a slight problem already with our train network. The other oil train has come back and is queuing here, meaning that this train can't get to its stop. There are a few ways of solving this problem. You could have just one oil train go to both oil stations. You could have an area for oil trains to queue. I think there is another way of solving it, which is... yeah, this train limit thing. They only added this recently. I don't really know how it works. But I think if I set this to 1, then only one train is allowed to come here at once. So this is something that I don't think Satisfactory or possibly even OpenTTD has this. If this is set to 1, and there's 2 trains that are scheduled to come here, the other train won't come. It will wait at its at the other end of the journey until this station is available. Let me test that. If I send this guy back to the oil, which he can't do because this guy's in the way. We just need to put another space for a train on here. Hang on. There's a belt where I want to put the signal. There we go. Right. Now you can go in there. Yeah, and now there should only be one oil train here at a time now, and everything should be happy. Possibly. Right, you're going to wait there until you're emptied. We will now do... Again, we want probably 3 inserters. Well, then, eventually we'll need like inserters for all of this, I think. But for now, let's just worry about doing a small part of it. Actually, no, they need to be fast inserters. I didn't bring fast inserters. Fast inserters. We also need more. I want to use the medium poles rather than the small ones. You'll see why. If I put medium poles here and here, because you can't put an inserter here where the 2 carriages join each other, then the coverage of those 2 electric poles spans all of these inserters, whereas if I was using the wooden ones, then it wouldn't do that. So doing this to power everything. And I think we want something kind of like this. To give ourselves, to give ourselves a full belt of copper coming off. And if you imagine doing this on all of them, like that, that would give us 4 belts of copper. And eventually, once I've built the whole copper mine, we'll have 4 belts of copper going in and 4 belts of copper coming out. At the moment, we've just got 1. But let's design all this as if we're going to have more. So like this, shift over there, and like that, and then there'd be another belt underneath, and yeah, we'd have 4 belts here. Actually, can we get that? We might have a problem here because we've got a junction. We might have to bring them. You can't bridge over a railway. You can only tunnel underneath it with an underground belt. Then my plan is come up here, and then yeah, we're going to have to build more another iron mine pretty soon here. You can see more of the mines have run out here. My iron mine is shrinking smaller and smaller. I suppose we have got this bit. Let's actually make use of this bit of iron. Be silly not to. Once again, my inventory's full of stuff I don't need. I don't need all this wood. Here's my preferred method for getting rid of wood. Step 1 is build a box, which itself gets rid of 2 pieces of wood. Step 2, put all the wood in the box. Step 3, shoot the box. Wood is gone. Don't do that with anything valuable. Okay, where can we cross these rails with underground belts? Here we can, but not here. Okay, so if we do this, yeah, 4 of them across. At the moment, we just need to bring 1, but I'm trying to plan ahead here, doing my best to plan ahead of what will happen when we need more. Be something like this. But for now, I'll just take this one. I'll take it here. Past our iron mine. T-Bango knows what's up. I'm out of tree destroying devices. Fortunately, I have a supply of them here. We are trees removed. We don't need to go that far actually, but we need to. Yeah, we need to go. I'm basically going to have another row of furnaces here. This time for copper, because we've got more space than trying to expand this tiny little one here. Do I want to? I'm just thinking if I want to leave space to expand the stone. In fact, I might want to expand the steel. Just thinking, with the stone here, I've put furnaces both sides of the belt to have one hole built. The steel, I'm only doing one side of the belt. Then I'm doing stone. I might want to put stone the other side of the belt as well. In other words, I might want to do this. Not that. Flip over, please. Thank you. Imagine we're doing that. And then I'll put the copper above. I won't actually build this yet, that's just there to show me where I might want to build stuff. And then up here is going to be copper. I need coal again. Coal. Copper will come in here. If we are going to build two sides to it, actually I can just I can just copy this whole thing, can't I? To show what it needs to look like. That. So the other bit of coal needs to come in here. The other bit of copper, and each of these is just half a belt because it's going on to the other side of the coal. So we can make two half belts from one whole belt. So we just put a splitter in like that. That should work. Oh god, no. Another iron mine just ran out. We are, as soon as we finish this, we're going to need to build another iron mine. Otherwise our factory is going to grind to a halt because it has no iron. I'll just build stone furnaces for now, and then I might upgrade them to steel afterwards. Rocks in the way. Yeah, grenades are not quite strong enough to take out rocks. Better off just hitting them with a hammer than throwing a grenade at them, apparently. Should hopefully give us enough copper to be getting on with. You'll see. Oh, we didn't bring any inserters. Was there a mistake? Probably be making more inserters as well, rather than just one stack. We should make 2 stacks. I am wondering if it's a good idea to make more stuff we might need in our factory. Mines and assembling machines and so on. Yeah, let's do some of that. I did say I might do. We can put them here after the purple science. We have this handy tree explode button. Altibago says, I don't think making stuff in the stuff making game is a good... Well, no, we have to make the stuff. The question is how we make the stuff. Do we only automate the stuff that needs to be automated, or do we automate everything anyway? Hello Grimzol, who says, hi everybody, hi Gertrude, hope everybody is doing well today. I've been really knackered this weekend, I don't quite know. But I enjoy Factorio, I'm having a lovely time here, failing to make... Have we actually made a single purple science pack yet? I don't think we have. Hopefully soon making purple science. Okay, what sort of things do we want to make for our factory? We definitely want to make electric mining drills. So that needs iron, copper, and iron gears and circuits. Let's bring a whole belt of each thing, just in case we need to make loads of something at some point. So let's have a whole belt of iron, a whole belt of gears, and a whole belt of circuit. Then use the long inserters to pick the things off. Altibago says Emma doesn't know why she's tired. Also Emma, online at 3 AM. Well... Yeah, but... you know what I mean, Tibago? I've been tired all week at work. That wasn't 3 AM, that was the middle of the day. If I can't sleep, I can't sleep. Right, here we're going to make mining drills. And let's put the mining drills in a box. Let's make steel boxes instead of wood boxes. We don't need the extra capacity yet, but we might need the extra capacity one day. Might as well plan ahead. Let's have both long and short inserters coming in. Don't forget about our friends' lights, especially since it's getting dark. You go in there. Put circuits in here. Put gears in here. And then hopefully, as long as we're making enough of everything, we can just come back to the factory anytime we like and have a supply of mining drills just waiting for us. That is the plan. What else would be good to make in here? Probably assembling machines, actually. And we should bear in mind that there's assembling machine 1 and then assembling machine 2 takes assembling machine 1 as an ingredient. So we could make both. That also needs steel, so let's bring steel in as well. I should have thought about that we were going to need steel. Okay. We can put one here to make assembling machine 1, and then what we can do, we can like put the assembling machine 1s in a box, but then we can take them out of the box and put them into another machine to make the tier 2 ones, and that way we have a supply of both tiers depending on which one we want to use. In that box, we only need like 1 stack of each. Assembling machine 1 also takes iron plates, gears and circuits, so let's bring all of those things in. This doesn't need the iron, it just needs gears, circuits and steel. So we do that. Don't forget the lights. And the power. Power is quite important, don't forget that part. Okay. El Tibago assures us he is just trolling. I don't know when Tibago would ever do that, that's not like him. Okay. Right, we should have enough inserters now to finish our copper smelting area. Notice our belt of green circuits has filled back up, meaning we now have enough green circuits. However, I have a sneaky feeling the only reason we have enough green circuits is because we don't have enough iron. So our factory has slowed down because we can't make anything out of iron. As soon as our iron supply comes back, our copper demand is going to go up as well. So we still need to make this. Izzy says, the awake at 3 AM because brain won't shut up thing is such a mood. Yes, I see Izzy has... Izzy shares my experience with this. Okay. Here we go. No we don't. We missed one on the end. We also missed the lights. Most important part, of course. El Tibago says, yeah, I've been there. How else would I know that Emma was online at 3 AM? Well, yeah, you don't work full time though, so it depends on whether I've got to work the next day. Right, then we need to ensure that the copper is distributed to where we need it. So actually I've probably built this backwards. We want to run the copper this way like we did with the iron. And then bring it down here. We did with the iron. We're running out of space to bring stuff here. Could turn into an issue. Let's do some wrangling of belts here. Yeah, this this is the one place in my base where spaghetti is really starting to happen. But never mind. Once all these mines have run out, and yet another one has just run out. Once these mines are gone, there'll be a lot more space here to arrange things in terms of logistics. This belt actually can just be here. Doesn't need to be there. Then fit the copper in. Yeah, the only thing that's actually in the way is grenades. Which shouldn't really be in the way. But they are. I'm actually going to make a fast underground belt. I don't need fast belts yet for throughput, but fast belts have a longer underground range than slow ones. You can go 6 tiles instead of 4. So I'm going to use a fast belt here just to span all of this. We can probably just move this grenade making machine to somewhere. Copper there. We'll keep this copper smelting here for now. We'll get rid of it when this copper mine runs out. We'll cover the whole thing in miners so that it does eventually run out. There we go. Now we should have a completely full belt of copper coming in. Oh, we are running... We're running out of coal for our furnaces. I kept coal for power and coal for furnaces separate from each other. Because if you run out of coal for power, that's a big problem. Although I did also use it for trains. So we just need to make more coal for this patch. I don't think the patch itself is in any danger of running out yet. If I just redo this so that... I don't want to pick up stone by mistake. I can fit 3 there without picking up any stone. And probably another row here. Some more coal. Hello Aliana, who says, could just put a priority on a splitter to make sure the power gets precedence, I guess. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I kind of forgot that splitters had priority settings, but they do, you're right. I've been playing too much Satisfactory, where only the smart splitters have them. Yeah, what Aliana is suggesting, and what I think I'll do, is you make one big, not there because that will pick up stone. If you make one big coal mine, hang on. It's you can like have a mine that mines mixed resources and then use a filter to sort it all out. It's just a bit annoying. Yeah, the suggestion is to do this and then merge these together, but have a splitter here. You can do this, you can say prioritize outputting to the right, which is towards the coal power. So it will send everything that way. If I make a belt here, if it's you see, it's keeping this belt full, and then only any excess it has is going this way. Although this one line is going to have to go just to this belt because reasons. There we go. Yeah, that is a better way of doing it. Thank you for pointing that out. Aliana says, I think it's a new thing. Only noticed it recently. Not sure where they added filters on the splitters, but that's really handy too. Yes, I did know about filters on the splitters. Originally, you could only filter inserters, which was a bit less convenient because if you need to move a lot of stuff, you can use a high-speed belt with a filter splitter on it, rather than having to have several inserters together to move the stuff. Okay, we've solved that little problem. How is our iron looking then? I think it's actually not looking too bad at the moment. Yeah, both of these belts are full, which is a sign we're not short on either iron or copper. We will probably be short on iron soon when this mine runs out. Okay, green circuits are alright. Does that mean we're finally making purple science? Okay, no, because we're still not making very many red circuits. Okay, yeah, our red circuit assemblers are running. We've only got 6 of them. I think we're going to need more. Why is this not working? Oh, Emmy, you idiot. Put the steel in the thing. There we go. I will start off, I think, by upgrading this to tier 2 assemblers, which will make it faster, but it might still not be fast enough. Because we actually need red circuits for 3 things already, and there's going to be more. We need them for blue science, we need them for electric furnaces, and we need them for these productivity modules, which... Oh. I'm really not with it today, am I? I forgot to put inserters here, so that they are not actually getting output. There we are. Right, so we should now finally be able to start making purple signs. But yeah, see how some of our blue science machines aren't actually running because they don't have enough advanced circuits. So we need to make more. Let's just let's just continue on the other side of this belt, shall we? One thing I didn't figure out before, how many... Because I'm making copper wire here, and that copper wire needs to feed all of these. So how many... This makes 2 in half a second. So it makes 1 copper wire every quarter of a second. And this uses 4 copper cable every 6 seconds. So it requires 2/3 of a copper cable per second. Am I working? Am I doing that right? Okay, I said I wouldn't Google things. I'm just going to Google this specific thing. How many copper wire assemblers do I need for the red circuit assemblers? Okay, the internet says ratio of 1 to 6. which is quite a coincidence because that's how many I've done. I don't think I worked it out before. I just think I built this the same size as my engines, which was also 1 to 6, because I actually worked that out with how many pipes I would need. Okay, well we'll keep doing that then. Also, let me keep using tier 2 assemblers as well. Ah, there we are. Look, purple science. We've done it. Don't worry, there's still yellow science to come, and yellow science is really expensive, even compared to purple. Let's double our red circuit production by building the same thing again, and then see where that leaves us. We might find we run out of plastic. If we run out of plastic, then we've got to go and build even more oil production. Then there's a few other things we can think about doing. We can think about setting up construction robots. Good. We could also... It may be time to start using medium electric poles everywhere. Because I already got rid of a bunch of wood I didn't want. And it's kind of silly to be chopping down trees every time you need to build stuff. Small electric poles are one of the few things you can't fully automate because they need trees. Can I put... Actually, I can't really put them here because they need copper cables, and this is already full of belts. Let's put another machine over here. And you actually need... Oh, you need iron sticks as well. And copper cables and steel. Well, putting it here makes sense because there's steel. We're going to need a copper cable assembler. We're going to need an iron plate, iron stick assembler. How do I want to do this? Let's say we make copper cables here, iron sticks here. I kind of want to make big electric poles as well, which have the same ingredients as other ones, just more of them. So if I put these, we do this sort of arrangement. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. I've not seen anyone else do this, but if we put this here, we can feed both of these into both of these. We would also need to feed in steel. We've got steel here. And I'm sure there are better ways to do this, but I'm going to do it like this, because why not? So we'll put copper on here to share with the steel. And on the other side, we'll have iron and steel. Like that. And then there is a 3 wide gap here, but we can still just use a long inserter to bridge that gap. So we can see this only needs to go as far as here. Up there, up there. This is going to make these. This is going to make. Wait, did I do this wrong? Let me power everything. I can't see what everything's making because I haven't got any power. And the whole point of this is to make power poles. Okay, no, that's that's not what I wanted. Hang on. This needs to be making these, and this needs to be making these. Actually, I've now put the power poles where the inserters need to go, which is not right. We need these both get fed into there. These both get fed into there. Yeah, I didn't need steel on here at all, did I? Okay, yeah, that works, I think, to make everything, and then we can store them in boxes as well. You need copper wire. Why are you not putting copper in there? This needs copper. This is copper. This... Are you holding a piece of steel? Why are you holding a piece of steel? You don't... It's not... Do it properly. There we go. Okay, I think I did it. Everything's working. Panic over. Yeah, we'll stop using wooden poles for everything and start using medium ones. I think that's going to be better. Okay. We are making a little bit of purple science. At the moment it's just sitting here because we're not researching a thing that needs purple science, but we can research things that need purple science when we want to. The next big milestone will be yellow science. No, this is not a jar of pea. This is utility science packs. In order to get those, we need low density structures, which we are actually working on now. We also need electric engines, and then once I get to electric engines, there'll probably be a bit of a detour, because at that point you can make construction robots, which very much help with the base. So logistic. Yeah, you can make logistic robots and construction robots. Logistic robots are good in huge bases. We don't really need them at the moment, but I think these are the technologies we want to do next. None of which we need purple science for, but we do need purple science for a whole load of other high tier stuff, like the fastest belts, and of course to launch the rocket at the end of the game. So it's good that we've got it ready. Lemon juice, says Ariana. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Okay, what are these? This is quite clearly tomato juice. This is Mountain Dew. Not sure what these are. They don't look natural at all. This one's milk. Not sure what the military science pack is either. We should probably make some military science. I have biters turned off, so I don't really need military science, but it would be good to say, oh, we've unlocked all the technologies. Aliana says no space age. So what I'm doing is I've never done a complete playthrough of the base game from start to finish. I've only ever joined people's multiplayer servers. And I wanted to do that first, partly because I haven't played in a few years and I know some things have changed and I want to make sure I get the hang of it, but also just to see how it does on my streams, and if it goes well then my plan is to play Space Age afterwards. But we're starting with just the vanilla game. Yeah, even though we're not short of iron here, I am going to go and set up some more iron from the train, because this is about half the size it was when we started. Iron train we'll put on this rail here. So we need another station. Let's color code that for iron. So let's make it like a bluish grey color. What color is the iron in the game? That sort of color? That's close enough. And then we'll set up kind of the same as this in terms of the... Oh, we should probably have lights in the rail area as well. Just occurred to me that we don't. I put one there. But yes, so Space Age, for anyone who's not played this game before, the base game is you crash landed on this planet. You have to build a rocket to escape the planet and get back to whatever you were doing before you crash landed here. And Space Age is sort of... Getting to space is just the start. Once you get to space, you can visit other planets and gather different resources there. And then bring back the resources to this planet, or manufacture things on other planets. And there's all kinds of new technologies to research and new things to make. And each planet has their own different production buildings based on... Like there's an ice planet and a fire volcano planet where you can't build anywhere because there's lava, and there's all sorts of new mechanics to explore. So it definitely builds on the base game a lot. But I want to start with the base game. I want to say I've done a complete playthrough and not either got bored halfway through, or it wasn't really me because I just built a blueprint that somebody else plopped down in a multiplayer game or whatever. We need signals as well. Don't forget that. Another train. Colour it bluish grey. And I don't know, I might leave my... I don't know what to do. Whether to leave this doing the iron and use the new one for steel, or just build a whole new smelting setup up here. Not sure what to do yet. But we'll do something. How did I not notice that tree was there? The trees kind of blend in with the landscape sometimes. Okay, let me actually finish off this station, even though we don't have anything to unload from the other wagons yet. I also said these. I said these needed to be fast inserters, and I didn't actually make them fast inserters. These need to be fast inserters. Yeah, see now they're doing a full belt worth of copper. They weren't doing before. That tree was just be asking to be blown up. I blew up all the trees in this. This was a forest before Emma showed up. But somehow I missed that one. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here where I put a limit of 1 train. Right now there is only 1 train per stop, so it doesn't really matter. But that way I don't forget to in future. And then which iron do I want to go to? This one is bigger than these, so I think I'll go down here first. Let me go and get some mines and some power poles. It survived the massacre against all odds, and now you just casually obliterated it. Yeah, I have a bit of a reputation on this stream. For somebody who's a botanist in real life, I've played an awful lot of games where you just obliterate trees mercilessly. And this is certainly one of them. These trees can stay, because I don't need to build anything down here. Although, actually, I might need to build more green circuits soon. So, actually, yeah. These specific trees can stay, but not these ones. But bear in mind, the map is infinite. Or as close to infinite as makes no difference. So, there are plenty of trees out there that are going to be fine. Also, I turned off biters, so there isn't actually an ecosystem that I'm wrecking here, as such. Oh, do the yeah, this doesn't keep up with production because it's going both ways. That should be a fast assembler then, and so should that probably. No, that's still waiting. Oh, because this one needs double. Yeah, that one needs 8 iron sticks rather. Yeah, 1 iron stick assembler isn't actually enough to drive both of these at full speed, but it's good enough. All I wanted was to have some more electric poles. I can always go and grab some steel and make them myself. Step 1, destroy some trees. Satisfactory, Autonauts, Minecraft all start with Arboricide. You're quite right. But even I've been playing puzzle games as well, like Monsters Expedition. A game where deforestation is actually the core mechanic. Which is not usually the case in a puzzle game. Okay, I think I have enough stuff. Let's go and build an iron mine. LGBagger says deforestation and tentacles are mostly what this channel is about. Okay, I do need to say that that's not true. Those are very much not the primary themes of this channel, especially the tentacle part. Okay, here is the iron. Let's get rid of these rocks. That's a rock. These smaller rocks, they're not actually rocks. You can't mine them, but these ones you can. And those ones block you from building anything. T-Bago has a thing about tentacles. It's probably best not to ask. Where do I want to put the train on account of there's cliffs everywhere? Oh, those aren't cliffs, they're rocks. Okay, so we can just bring it through here. Lock. And the Anna says, well, now I have to. Yeah. Clowns and tentacles seem to be Tibago's things. Then we'll loop-de-loop and go back. Like that. I'm so glad now that you have the 30 and 60 degree rails as well as 45 degrees. It's so much easier. It used to be that if you had 2 rails like this, you couldn't switch from one to the other because you would have a bend into a 45 degree, which would be that size, and then you'd straighten out and you'd be 1 tile over. So getting from this rail to this rail meant like going up and then coming down again. But now they've added these 30 degree, which makes it a lot easier. In the Space Age DLC, they've also added elevated rails. So you can make interchanges that don't cross each other. Harry, as an OpenTTD player, probably knows what I'm on about there. Well, and Satisfactory. Satisfactory, you can make interchanges that cross each other by virtue of it being 3D. I don't know if there's much call for them. So this is going to be iron. Once again, I forgot to rename the unload iron. Unload iron. Go. Usually best not digging too deep into my interests, says LT Back. I know the other says usually. Yeah, maybe always instead of usually. Oh no, Harry has quoted it. I'm accumulating a lot of quotes now. I don't remember what half of them are. Excuse me. Let me go on the record as saying that was not me. My train wasn't moving. The automated train crashed into my train. The reason is this is a two-way rail, so there's no signals on this rail except at the start and end, like the entrance and exit of intersections. Actually, there's a map overlay. I forgot about this. I did see this was added. There's a map overlay that shows signals, which is helpful. There's signals here, but there's no signals on this block. So the train that was here just went because it didn't know my train was in the block. Once I put signals here, it will be okay because, yeah. Right, you're just going to have to stay in manual mode until I've finished what I'm doing here. As I was saying, I've forgotten what half my quotes are. Every problem is solved with another chest. Oh, that was Core Keeper. Yeah, I don't know if that applies to Factorio. I think in Factorio, buffering too many resources is actually a bad thing. So the solution is not another chest. It's another train or another assembler. No, I've got those the wrong way round. That side is the exit. We need the chain signal on the entrance. That's an exit. That's an entrance. That's an exit. It annoys me that, yeah, you can place here, but if you're making a two-way, you have to go here. The train could be waiting here, but it has to wait here. I suppose it doesn't make much difference. Why is this flashing? Oh, because again, it needs to be two-way. There we go. Right, so now the oil train wouldn't come into this block because it's being occupied by my iron train. So everything would be fine. Crisis averted. Now I can switch this train back on. There we go. Trains, gotta love them. Let's start building a mine. Actually, first of all, we need power. We only have to run power from up here where we already have it. Not very far at all. It's so dark I can't see if the wire's connecting. Okay, it connects there. And then we really don't need to use this whole iron mine just yet, but we might as well set up a decent amount of it in preparation. Could you please go to... Oh, no. Hang on. Why did I name this one unload iron? That's very much not what I want to do. This is iron. Please go to iron. And wait until you are full, and then go to unload iron and wait until you're empty. And now you'll wait because we haven't built the mine yet. Hang on, I'll leave a gap for the power. Okay, I didn't quite bring enough. Make some more, but yeah, you get the point. We have 8 rows of miners filling 4 belts. Each belt goes into a wagon. So once it's running, we have 4 belts of iron going in. We have 4 belts of iron coming out the other end. Everything works out. That is the plan. Hello, Pro-Stoic. Pro-Stoic says, look, while I do whatever it is I do on Sundays, appreciate you, build lots and don't die. I have biters off, so the only way I can die in this game is to trains, which might still happen, but I think I'm relatively safe. Thank you for your lurk, Stoic. Hope you're having a good weekend. Don't forget to redeem your flower if you would like one. And we will be doing some botany in just a moment as well, Stoic, if you want to hang around for that. Oh no, I will 100% die to a train at some point in this game, Tibago. It's only a matter of time. I can't die to enemies because I have the enemies turned off. Right, that should give me... Oh, I knew I'd forgotten something. I didn't bring any fast inserters with me. Billy Emma. Okay, I have an idea. This is, after all, an iron mine. So I'll mine some iron, smelt it into plates, and then build fast inserters with the plates. Then I don't have to go back to the base. some redeemers coming in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat and do this.
Peach-leaved bellflower, Campanula passicifolia.
Instant iron. Peach-leaved bellflower. Thank you for that, Redeem Tibago. And hello to Squidcoder, who says the factory must grow. Yeah, you're not the first person to say that today. And it's certainly growing. So far this stream, we've built this oil station, this copper, and this iron. And we've set up Purple Science, although we don't have enough resources to actually build it yet. And hello also to Talon. Welcome in, both of you. We are just about to, sorry to deprive you both of Factorio, we are about to take a little 5-minute break. I'll still be on the stream, but I'll be talking about botany. And then we will return to the factory. Squidcoder says 2.0 or Space Age. So this is vanilla at the moment. I've never completed the base game entirely from start to finish on my own. I've only ever done bits of it or joined other people's multiplayer servers. So I know what to do. You'll see as I'm playing through this, I kind of know what I'm doing. But I do want to do vanilla from start to finish before I look at Space Age. I also want to see, you know, is this a game that's suited to streaming? But yeah, if it goes well, I will be doing Space Age afterwards. Good Coder says, sweet, you should do a vanilla 2.0 run before Space Age, so you're doing good. Yeah, so this I do have biters turned off because I prefer the building logistics puzzle element of the game more than the military fighting element of the game. Otherwise, it's completely vanilla. I don't have any mods. I would have a mod to make either turn off night or just make the screen brighter, because I know it can be quite difficult to see on stream what I'm doing at night, especially since I keep forgetting to place the lights. But I wanted the 2.0 added some new achievements, and I wanted to get all the achievements, and having mods on disables achievements. Right, let me queue up a bunch of research, and then once we come back from our break, maybe some of it will have been done. So, leave that there. Let's turn the sound down a bit as well, because we're standing right next to an iron mine, so there's the sound of the mine going. Squidcoder said, I'd say it's suited to streaming, at least for me, as I just got to 50 followers because of it. Squidcoder, congratulations on reaching 50 followers. Yeah, that unlocks VIP badges for you. Are you considering becoming an affiliate and having emotes and all that goodness? But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're playing Factorio on stream, then I will give you a shout out, because one would assume that anybody watching now enjoys Factorio, so do check out Squidcoder. Divago says it's fine with like funny new streamer friends. Yes, I shout out my streamer friends a lot on this channel, especially CCC Anomaly, but not only them. Going to be live tonight, 7 PM Central. Okay, yeah, I'm in Europe, and most of my viewers are therefore in Europe as well. So that might be a bit late for us, but I have Americans and Canadians watch sometimes as well. So yeah, if you want to see more Factorio, go follow Squidcoder. Right, Tibago wanted drink water and stretch, so let's do that. I always have trouble with these headbands, as you've probably noticed. Some of them are okay, some of them trying to sort of slip off my head, even though I've stretched them a bit. Squidco just says we'll go live earlier than that for people to get in. There'll be a countdown. I go really long, like 6 hours. I could use lurkers for the affiliate stuffs. If that's all you can do, it helps. Yeah, no. The problem is if you're starting at 7 PM and going for 6 hours, it's literally like tomorrow morning. It would be like 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for me when you finish. So. But yeah, I will definitely check you out when I can. If you're on when I'm around, I will drop a lurk. So what flower was it that Tibago wanted? Peach-leaved bellflower. Okay, hopefully, Tibago, this is an actual plant today. He did troll me a bit yesterday by requesting a fungus instead of a plant, which is not my area of expertise, but we talked about it anyway. Squidcoat says I'm debating moving times or doing extra streams. I mean, your time is bang on what it should be for an American audience, I think, and I mean there's a bigger English-speaking audience there than there is in Europe, so you know. I would go with that. You know, I would do my streams later to try and attract more Americans, but the problem is I don't want to be streaming still at 3 AM. I wish time zones weren't such a thing, because it is annoying that we can't all just be on at the same time. But yeah, if you want to choose between attracting an American audience or attracting an English-speaking European audience, I would choose the first of those, because it's like 5 times the size. Tibago says, I said it would be a flower today. Yes, that's good. Let me do a couple of stretches. Those of you who have been watching for 2 hours, now would be a good time to move around a bit, have a bit of a stretch, maybe drink some water. And yes, when I am not playing video games on the internet, I am a botanist in real life. You wouldn't know it from the amount of trees I've destroyed in this game. But I like to celebrate that fact. I have this channel point redeem for 1,000 points. Anybody can choose a British wildflower, and I will talk about it for a bit. El Tibago has chosen peach-leaved bellflower, which is very pretty. I don't know if this is a native. I thought it was a garden plant, but maybe we'll find out. Now, when it says peach-leaved, that's referring to peach plant. The leaves are not peach in colour. They're green, like leaves usually are. It is a bellflower. So bellflowers are a huge family of plants, including several native species, including bluebell, one of our most famous flowers here in the UK, and also harebell. Harebell is possibly my favourite flower. And I therefore have an emote for it. So all bellflowers have that general shape to them. There are multiple petals. So a normal flower, you'd have petals going out from the centre. In a bellflower, the petals are fused together to form a bell shape. You can still see from the edges how many petals there are in total. And most of them have 5 petals fused together, and peach-leaf bellflower is no exception to that. I'm just looking for a picture that really shows that there were 5 petals. This is a good one. And I'll do another one that shows the leaves of the plant as well. That's a bit low resolution, but maybe you can see okay from that. So yeah, you see that there are 5 petals fused together. Hello, Odyssey of Ulysses. I don't think I've seen you in here before, so welcome. I've obviously seen you around in other streams. Odyssey is demonstrating which streams I know him from by using Coraline and Tofu emotes. big fan of the CCC Anomaly streamers. So good to have you here. You're just in time for the botany segment. We are playing Factorio, but we've taken a quick break here. And hello also to Michael W1980, who says good time zone. Yes, the time zone right here is 9:15 in the evening. But we have all sorts of time zones here with us. So good time zone to you too, Michael. Squid Coder says if you side-eye it looks like Gengar, the left pick. You have a point. Let me get the books. Oh. So assuming it's in this book, which it usually is, I'll read about this flower. Impractically heavy book that I have. So I need the Latin name for this, which is Campanula persicifolia. Campanula is Latin for bellflower. Campa means bell. As in, I think bell ringers in churches are called campanologists or something like that, which is also from the Latin. And I think persicifolia means peach-leaved, so it's very much does what it says on the tin with that one. Yeah, botany has, well, to be honest, all life sciences have a reputation of being a bit elitist because a lot of people who work in them went to public schools where they teach Latin, and you know, Dr. Crouch is a very, very nice person, but this is something I noticed about her. She went to public school, and she is always saying, "Oh yeah, so you can remember the because I was talking about how hard it is to remember Latin names for plants. I'm expected to memorize them at the point I am now." She's saying, "Oh, well, it's easy to remember because it's blah blah blah," which obviously means this. I don't know that. I don't speak Latin. I wasn't taught it at school. Because I went to they don't have comprehensives anymore, but I went to a public school, a state school, not a public school. So we barely learnt anything, but we certainly didn't learn Latin. So there's still a bit of elitism there. You just sort of assume people know Latin, which nobody knows Latin. Squid Coder says, "Okay, I lurk now because I'm playing Factorio." Yeah, well, good luck with that, Squid Coder. Try not to get run over by any trains. Odyssey says, "I've been lurking. Takes me a bit to talk in chat, but like you say, I've seen you in other chats, and you have subbed me." Yes, I think I gifted you a sub, didn't I? Yes. So it'd be rude of me not to say hi. Well, hi. I'm here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting around 7 p.m. UK time. I mostly play puzzle games, although I'm open to doing other things like platformers or factory building games, as I'm doing today. I missed some chat, sorry. I was too busy ranting about Latin education. Michael says, "Am I in the UK?" And I am indeed. I am in Somerset, in southwestern England. I'm something of a specialist on the flowers that grow there. And yeah, it does say that in my bio. Tibago was trying to do a squint. Oh yeah, yeah, Tibago, use Lana's side-eye emote. The bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye. Odyssey says near Bridgewater. No, I'm in North Somerset. Bridgewater is the other end of... Somerset is quite a long county. It's the other end of it. I am not going to reveal exactly where I am, but I am quite a distance from Bridgewater. I'm not... I mean, I should bear in mind that there are Americans in chat. I'm not a long way from Bridgewater. It takes a couple of hours to get there in a car, which is, by American standards is not a long way from it at all. But yeah. Right, Peachleaf Bellflower. Campanula persifoli. 943. Okay, yeah, so it's not a native plant, which I didn't think it was. There are a lot of bellflowers in particular that are grown in gardens but have escaped into the wild or been naturalized in the wild. They like to grow on walls. So they get planted on garden walls, but then they spread along the wall and they go and they spread onto a wall that isn't a garden wall, and then they're just growing there on their own. Read about. Thank you so much for the follow, Michael. Good to have you with us. Odyssey is from Bradford, West Yorkshire, but I live in Grimsby now. Okay. I have quite a few friends up in the north. I won't obviously dox anybody, but Harry is in the north. Teabagger is in the north. Izzy is in the north. Teabagger is... yeah, but Teabagger, you're not from Lancashire. Teabagger, you can't do the whole Lancastrians versus Yorkists rivalry. You're from Wales. And yeah, also, I have another mod who is from Yorkshire. Izzy, you're not from... Actually, are you from Yorkshire? Okay. Really, I should have no skin in this game because I'm from the southwest. Oh, you are from York. Okay. I was going to say, yeah, you don't live in Yorkshire anymore. I obviously am a southerner, and so I should be equally hated by all of you by rights. But I did go to university in York, and I thought York was a very nice place. And I think... Yorkshire has some very nice scenery, but I also think Lancashire has a very nice scenery, and I'm not somebody who takes sides in this sort of nonsense. But I like Yorkshire as well. Peach-leaved bellflower. Drag the conversation back. A wintergreen perennial herb with slowly creeping rhizomes, much grown in gardens and found on pavements, along boundaries and waysides, on waste ground, on the banks and verges of roadsides, in hedgerows and woods. It is frequently found self-sown and often naturalised, forming persistent populations. It was introduced into cultivation sometime before 1596. Was claimed as native by Druze in 1903, but the evidence for this is very unconvincing and has never been accepted. Okay. The first record in the wild dates from 1802. The large and continuing increase in records since the 1960s is probably due to continued escapes from cultivation. So yes, a plant that is increasing in the UK, not native, but not invasive, not doing any harm. Very pretty. As I say, I'm a big fan of bellflowers. I particularly like the native bellflowers such as harebell. This one is nice too. Can be found throughout England. Not so much in Ireland or Wales. Quite a bit in Scotland as well. As with most garden escapes, it clusters around populated areas, and also East Anglia for some reason. Only a handful of records in North Somerset. Here's the distribution map. So yeah, not really in Ireland, but this is the distribution that you typically see for garden escapes. London, Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, and other big cities. are where you're going to find it. I'm not sure why it loves Norwich quite so much. And if you're looking at this thinking, why does it prefer Leicester, Peterborough and Cambridge over Sheffield, Leeds and Hull? That is almost certainly just down to better recording. Some areas of the UK are much better recorded than others. I am privileged to live in a very well recorded area in North Somerset, partly due to my own efforts, of course. Interestingly, Yorkshire, especially North Yorkshire, is one of the least well recorded areas of the country. If I lived in York now, I would probably be able to contribute to that, but I don't fancy moving across the country just for botany reasons. Okay, some more conversation has been happening in chat. Odyssey was born in Halifax, and Izzy says you're one of the 3 H's then. Hull, Hell, and Halifax. Do you mean Hell, the town in Norway, or wherever it is, or actual Hell? There's Hull. Halifax is on here somewhere. It's a bit smaller. There it is. What about Huddersfield? Is Huddersfield one of the 3 H's? Hull, Huddersfield, and Halifax. I have actually been to Hull. It's a port, as you can tell by its location. It experienced somewhat of an industrial decline, like so many other places in the country. I didn't think it was particularly worse than anywhere else, but it seems to have a bad reputation. Tibango says, I'm just LARPing as a Lancastrian. It's just to pretend. Makes a nice change from the Dragons of Wales. Aliana says, is this the purple science described in the stream title? No, I don't bother to change my stream title for the botany segment because it's typically only about 10 minutes long. We've overrun today because we keep going on tangents about things. To be fair, it is science. It's botany, which is a science, and the flower is purple. So we could call it purple science and not be entirely wrong. Honestly, it says, took me a bit to get that one Halifax isn't as bad as Hull. I don't think Hell is, to be honest. Izzy says, no, I mean Hell, the burning pits with the 7 circles. Izzy says, I did a year of uni in Hull. It was like going back in a time machine. Yeah, true. I don't know what the university is like. That is very true. I have to be careful though, my mother is from that area. Yes, I try not to. I recognise that a lot of places in the UK are pretty rubbish, all things concerned. But equally, I recognise that that's not necessarily the fault of the people living there, and so I try not to get into such debates. I appreciate the good things, especially the nature that is to be found in places. Now my northern audience would hopefully settle down and stop bickering. We will continue with Factorio. Thank you, T-Bago, for the redeem, as always. We'll be going for another hour and a bit. I don't usually do the full 4 hours on Sundays nowadays. But yeah, that was almost half an hour. Usually it's only 5 to 10 minutes. Let me put the books back. Looks like the train has left without me. And it's not going to come back on its own because I haven't built the unloading station yet, so it's just going to be sat there. But we were about done with the iron mine. Let me just finish this last row of miners. Hello, Best Panda. Hello, Lana. Good to see you. Lana, all my viewers who live in the north of England have been arguing about who lives in the best or worst place. Lana also lives in the UK, but she is from Hungary originally. And more importantly, she is an amazing, amazing streamer. If you are not following Lana already, what are you doing with your lives? Go there now. She has just completed a Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough, which is one of my favourite stream series I've ever watched anyone play. And she does a lot of RPGs. She does other things as well. If you save up 100,000 channel points, you can make her play any game you like. But she does, she mostly these days seems to do RPGs and such things. And she is absolutely best panda. Look at these amazing emotes she has. Look at the pandas. Look at the bombastic side-eye, criminal offensive side-eye. Lana says, I'm sure I live in one of the worst areas. You're in the south as well, aren't you, Lana? I'm not going to dox you, but yeah, we had some Yorkshire, Lancashire rivalry going on earlier, which me and Lana are no part of this. Okay, let me get my train to come back here and pick me up, because I can't be bothered walking back. Yes, more to the west. You should come and visit me one day, Lana. I'm quite near to Bristol. That's not far from where you are. Altibago says, I agree, Lana. No, Altibago, we've talked about this. No eating the pandas. Please do not eat the pandas. Yes, it would be nice if people visit. I think Altibago is planning to visit me next year. I'm planning this is one of the things I have been meaning to get round to and never have, is to have a spare room set up so that people can stay here, not have to book a hotel like Harry did. But yes, if you come in the summer, we can go botanising. I can show you all the pretty flowers. Odyssey is asking Lana if she wants any pegs. And Lana says no. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about there, but please do not harass the panda, thank you. Right, our little iron mine here is getting even smaller. I think I might just run the new iron into the old iron mine for now. Obviously, when we want to use all the belts, we'll need to change that. But for the time being, just so we don't run out of iron, I'm going to do this. And I can't just use one of these, because otherwise the train won't empty itself and then it will never leave to pick up more iron. So I'm going to just send all of these into one belt. Let's make that better. Okay, we shouldn't have to worry about running out of iron for the foreseeable future. Helen says, no buffer chests on that train station. That's true. I haven't built any buffer chests. Maybe I'm just not good at the game, but I never saw the point of them. Maybe later on I'll think that they're necessary. Lana says botanizing would be nice. It would be nice. We can see all those flowers that you've put there, Lana. We could actually no. We couldn't see them all at the same time because they don't all come out at the same time of year. By the time the bindweed comes out, the cuckoo flower is long gone. But they are all flowers that grow here. Odyssey says, the War of the Roses is stupid if you ask me. I don't care where people come from. We all live in the same moon and stars. I mean, the War of the Roses wasn't stupid at the time. Like, as a historical event, it made sense. It's stupid to use it as the basis for a rivalry now, 400 years into the future. 500 years into the future? Certainly, yes. Altibagger is saying nothing. Probably sensible, Tibagger. Okay. How are we doing for red circuits? We never actually hooked up the inserters to this expansion. So the answer is we don't have any. Wait, how is this supposed to be configured? Yeah, 1 input, 2 output. And then here, all important lights so we can see what we're doing. And I'll start using these poles instead of the little ones. Okay. That's probably going to be enough. Looks like we're short on stone bricks as well. What's going on with stone bricks? Why don't we have any? Topanga says it's just jokes from 99% of people. Ancient Cosmographer says, your base is admirably organised. I just started a new playthrough trying to avoid spaghetti, only marginally successful. Welcome in, Ancient Cosmographer. And yes, I've been doing my best. I'm doing like a main bus thing here where I have all my resources in a line and then the assemblers off that. I have played the game before, I've just never played it through from start to finish on my own. I always end up joining someone else's multiplayer game or whatever. So I know how people tend to build bases. If it was left completely up to me, then yeah, it would be spaghetti all day, every day. Why am I not... oh, hang on. There's coal on my stone belt, that's why. All my stone has been replaced by coal and none of it's being made into stone bricks. How on earth did that happen? These aren't over... Oh, it's this one. Ah. This miner overlaps with the coal. We can't have it there because otherwise coal comes out. Let me redo this. I was just talking about the dangers of doing that and then I didn't realise I'd actually done it. Okay, now we have some cleaning out of belts to do. Let's remove all this coal. So how this belt should look is we should have coal on one side and stone on the other. And what we've actually got is coal on both sides. Talon says train loads into chests into bulk inserters can always move all the items in a single swing. Don't have to wait until the belt has moved enough to have space for the second item. You can read chest contents and use circuits to control the stations and belts. You certainly can do all those things. It might be a little beyond me to try. Especially since I don't have bulk inserters yet. Or well, I have unlocked circuits. I still don't really understand how they work. Actually, did I unlock? Oh, I did. Oh, these, that's another thing that changed. I was just thinking, bulk inserters. That's another thing that changed in 2.0. They used to be called stack inserters. And now they're called bulk inserters. What's special about these is they insert an entire stack. Not an entire stack, but like multiple items at once. Every time they swing, they bring multiple items in. I suppose bulk inserter is equally a good name for them. Anyway, I fixed my stone brick factory. Odyssey says, I think it's still a big deal when it comes down to cricket. Yeah, but the cricket rivalry isn't because there was a war 500 years ago. It's like... there's lots of local sports rivalries all over the world. It doesn't necessarily, you don't have to have had a war fought there just to have a sports rivalry. Hello, Time Parade. Welcome in. Time Parade says Train Spaghetti is so powerful now, though, with elevated rails. Yes, I'm not playing the Space Age expansion. I'm just playing Vanilla 2.0, so I don't have access to elevated rails. That is actually a Space Age only thing. But what I do have access to is the 30-degree and 60-degree rails. So the train building possibilities are definitely expanded even in vanilla. And I wouldn't describe this as train spaghetti just yet, but I'm sure we'll see some in the future. But welcome in, Time Parade. Good to have you with us. Right, why are these purple science machines not operating? Oh, because there's coal on the stone belt. Is there coal on the... Oh god, there's coal on the whole thing, isn't there? Is there any more coal, or is that all the coal? No, there's some coal. Come here. Come here. Something that I have done in a multiplayer game, and everybody was rightly pissed off at me for it, was accidentally hook up the wrong train station to the wrong belts, and accidentally unloaded iron ore into the copper furnaces. And of course the furnace doesn't know any better. The furnace diligently smelted the iron ore into iron plates, and then there were iron plates in the copper plates. And then that clogged up green circuits, which then caused the whole base to grind to a halt. So let's try not to do that. Ancient Cosmographer says, I'm also too unsophisticated for circuits. Yeah, you can absolutely play the game without them. I've seen people do amazing things with them. Like, you can do like proper programming of things. It's like Redstone in Minecraft, only even more powerful. But yeah, I'll see if I think of a use for them, and if so, I will use them. Time Parade says circuits are much easier now. They did add a new thing, didn't they? These are the circuit buildings here. They added, was it Selector Combinator they added? We used to have Arithmetic and Decider and Constant. Oh, and they added displays as well, which are nice. I think a lot of people used a mod that added displays. Talon says, if you have the research unlocked, normal inserters can also carry 2 items, I think. Could be a mod for me. I think you can, yeah. In fact, yeah, I have that research unlocked, because there's this override stack size thing here. There are some very, very special cases where you may want an inserter to only be able to move one of a thing at a time. You see here, this is what the inserter is currently holding. If I change that to 2, you'll see it picks up 2 steel at a time and 2 stone at a time. Which actually is good, because if it didn't, I would have needed a fast inserter here, but I actually only need a normal inserter. If I upgrade this to a tier 2 assembler, then I probably would need a fast inserter still. Time Parade says, not saying they're easy, but the new circuit UI which you have in Vanilla 2.0 is much easier to understand. Okay, I'll take a look at it at some point then. Thank you for letting me know. People are talking about county rivalries and Wars of the Roses still. Ancient Cosmographer says, I did my first playthrough 2.0, a pre-2.0, I was intimidated and get up. Yeah, I would have probably been intimidated by a lot of things if I hadn't. I found it was a lot easier to get into the game by joining a multiplayer server and looking what other people had done and then imitating that. Time Parade says, watch the Doshington video explaining circuits. I tried 5 times to get them, and then Dosh's video helped where no one else could make me get it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, there's a few things in this game that you just sort of... They don't really make sense, and then at some point it just kind of clicks and you get it. I think signals are one of those things. I'm fortunate I've played OpenTTD and other rail simulation games that have block signals and path signals and stuff. So I understand signalling. Here at the moment I've just got these 2 one-way rails and a couple of... It's nothing sophisticated, but I understand in principle how to do the signals. Alan says there are also many simple things you can do with circuits to start, e.g. this train station has more than 5,000 ore, then disable station. You can, yeah, I just don't like... At my base at the moment, I have 1 iron station and 1 copper station, so I don't... Even if the station is full of ore, I don't need to disable it. The train might as well sit there until it's needed. That's what I figure. Selector is new, but the entire circuit interface is new. Okay, thank you for confirming. Talon says, I'm always here for Doshington content. I might have watched them before. Did they do like a challenge run of Factorio where like only using burner inserters or something stupid like that? I'm sure I've watched a video of theirs before. Hello to only signed up to remove pop-up. Great username, by the way. The thing I found most helpful for circuits was just trying to make bad circuit setups until it started making sense. We can certainly make some bad circuit setups if you would like. He did do that. Okay, yeah, that's the video I remember from him. Yeah, everybody look up Doshington on YouTube. If you want some Factorio content that's quite amusing. Okay, Tibago agrees that you have a nice name. Tibago says right back at you, holy moly, what a name. Hey, listen. El Tibago is an amazing name. I know that you might think that... he's referring to the practice of teabagging, but that's not true at all. It is, in fact, his real name. Not only that, he actually won gold in the men's 200-meter sprint at the Olympics earlier this year. You can Google me if you don't believe. Google it if you don't believe me. Time Parade says vanilla is really easy to beat with no trains at all. If you aren't going into infinite research. But trains are fun, so who cares? I've built a train to bring iron from here to here. I could just run a giant long belt from here to here, and that would work just as well. I could run a giant pipe from here to here, and that would work. I think it depends as well on your resource. Like, I left the resource patch size and richness and frequency at the default settings. You can crank those up and the game's still considered vanilla. But if you imagine this patch here being like this sort of size, that's what it would be on the highest settings. And then, yeah, you just bring in 1 of each resource patch and you never need trains at all. But I wanted to go with the default settings. Talon says that logic can be used for ore patches too. If you have more than 1 mining station, you can have the train only go to the station that has 1 full train worth of cargo already ready. And then the train doesn't always go to the slow station and wait until it's filled, while the other stations stop working because it's already overfull. That is an interesting idea, Talon. Yeah, so right now I have 2 oil stations, and I just built 2 oil trains. But you're right, I could have 1 train go to both and have some sort of fancy logic to make it go to the one that had the most oil waiting. Time Parade says, it's always fun to see people who are train-allergic build big. Main buses 40 belts wide, stuff like that. Yeah, no, I like trains. I don't want to do the meme, but yeah, I like trains. immediately gets hit by drain. I don't actually need any of this research right now. I'm just going to queue up a bunch of things to keep the factory running. What I was thinking was it's probably time we started thinking about red belts, because you'll notice, yeah, we're using a lot of circuits now. We're going to get to the point where one yellow belt of something isn't going to be enough. And I deliberately left a bit of space here because I wanted to have space to build red belts. Because every tier of belts uses the tier below as an ingredient, so you can kind of recycle your belts into faster ones. So fast transport belts are made from slow transport belts plus extra gears. So I can do this sort of thing to make them. So yeah, let me set up all of the red belts, red underground belts, red splitters. These need circuits, don't they? Yep. What else do they need? Oh, these need gears as well. Okay, we don't actually have gears over there. These need gears. I probably didn't bring enough gears. This iron, then that iron can actually just stop here, and we can bring some gears across with the splitter. You go, have some gears. And have some of those. Okay, that should be everything we need to make red splitters. Once again, I will. Actually, we can. I don't need the extra storage yet. I just like to future-proof things. We can have steel chests for these now. Easy the Penguin says, trans people and trains is such a common trope. I too fall for it. I haven't heard that actually. I've heard about autistic people supposedly all liking trains. I didn't know it was the case for trans people as well, but I suppose transgender people. That there is a thing where all trans people are software developers, or at least work in IT. So maybe people who are programmers are likely to enjoy trains, and it sort of comes from there. I don't know. I don't like to stereotype people, but the number of trans people who work in IT is just... I think that's a valid stereotype to make. Because there's so many. Okay, I think we have red stuff automated now. I'm just going to limit it to one stack for the time being because I don't want to use up all of mine. I'm still going to use yellow belts for most things. It's just if I need the extra. In fact, one thing that I might... the first thing I might upgrade to red belt would be the gears. Red underground belts need 40 gear wheels, which always struck me as a bit much. So even a fast inserter is not enough to input enough of those to keep it running constantly. So you need that much. This is how many inserters you need to keep it all going, and obviously the belt itself can't keep up. So this might be the first belt that we make a red belt. Before we do that, we need more gears. Izzy says, I can't say anything against that, given that I am one of said trans people who work in software development. Yes, this is true. Let's upgrade our gear production. We don't actually need that many gears. There's a temporary surge in requirements because we're suddenly filling a chest full of red belts. But once we're making more stuff with red belts, we want that capacity to be available. We're also, yeah, we're using a whole belt of iron now. So we'll want to make this a red belt. And then we can double our smelting capacity by making these into the steel furnaces. And then if we make the input belts into red belts as well, then we can, basically you can double up the whole thing without having to build a second one. You can just upgrade the one that's already there. Then we would have to make the ore belt a red belt. But that's no problem, because here we have 4 belts merging into each other. So having a red belt is no problem. Continuing to run out of iron. Odyssey says Altibago just googled, it says gold. I thought Gertrude said silver. Still well played. I take my hat off to you. No, I said gold. Altibago, the Olympic gold medalist. Nobody ever believes me until I say Google it. Interesting that he gets to compete for Botswana as well, while living in Lancashire. I guess he must have family there. Time Parade says, so are you planning on beating Vanilla and then getting into Space Age? Just curious, because yeah, as said before, this space is organised. Could be fun to see you tackle that. Yeah, so I've never played the whole Vanilla game from start to finish in one go. I've just played bits of it. So I wanted to do that first, also because things have changed in 2.0 and I haven't played it for a few years. But the plan is, if it goes well on stream and I don't accidentally unpower half my base, then I do plan to play Space Age as well. Could be fun to see you tackle that. Yes, I'm sure it would be. El Drago says silver in the 4x400 meters, but the gold was more impressive. And Harry says I was also surprised when I first saw the news. Just for context, if anybody is wondering what I'm talking about here. Where is the page I looked at? Oh, it's not the page I showed before is gone. Yeah, so the guy who won the Olympic gold, this is his name. Altibogo. It's the fact that even his first name starts with L. It's a bit of a coincidence. Okay, I was just going to do some more base building, but you know what? With everybody talking about circuits, let's try and do some weird circuit thing, shall we? Something I've seen people do, and I've never tried it myself, is having like a sushi belt for science. I wonder if I can get that working. But sushi belt, by the way, refers to putting multiple items in the same lane of a belt. And it helps if my inventory isn't full. So all belts have 2 lanes. So you can, putting 2 things on the same belt is easy, but putting more than 2 things on the same belt is possible, but you have to use circuits for it. So let me see if I can do that, because I never have before. Okay, yeah, Odyssey typed in Altibago into Google, and it showed the correct result. That's amazing. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to see on Google under the search term Altibago, apart from Olympic victories, of course. Yeah, so the idea would be to take all 4 of these sciences, and actually, potentially, obviously, there's more sciences because there's There's yellow science, and there might also be military science. Let's say 3 belts of science. And then put them all on the same belt, but interleave them so that you don't get one science backing up and preventing the others. And then what you do is, this is the other reason it's called the sushi belt. You have the belt go in a loop, like at a sushi restaurant. And then this is the sushi. And we want to only put equal numbers of each sushi onto the belt. Also, the belt needs to be bigger than this, because it needs to go to all the labs. But let's start with this. So we'd have labs here, and then obviously you'd like expand this and have more labs. Time Parade says might also, vanillas like that. That sounds pointless. So I'm playing without biters, Time Parade, because I prefer the logistical base building puzzle challenge of designing a base over the military aspect of the game. Which, you know, is fine. Other people prefer other things, that's absolutely fine. And I still count it as vanilla. But because I don't have biters, the military science researches don't really do much for me. This is the ones that need the grey science packs. Things like flamethrowers and landmines and upgraded bullets and things like that. I'll probably build it at some point just because I'll say, oh, I've researched all the technologies. Right, how do you do this? The first thing you do, I know you have an inserter, and then you can hook up the inserter to a circuit, and then you can configure you can read what the inserter's holding, you can turn it on or off, you can change its filter, you can change its stack size, you can do all kinds of weird things. I think I want to override the stack size to 1 on all of them so that they only do 1 item at a time. And then what I need to do is read what's on the belt, which you can also do with circuits. If I select this... Hang on, let me put this back. If I select this and connect that to that... Yeah, so now there's this frame thing on the belt. So this is now reading what's on that belt. So I can say read belt contents. Or directly connected belts in the front and the back. Yeah, I want that. So it's reading everything on this belt. So it will send a signal along the red wire, which I've connected to this inserter, telling me how many of each item are on this belt. And then in this inserter, I can say, actually thinking about it, to simplify this, I might actually want a separate inserter for every science pack. So let me back this up a bit. Let me split... I can use filter splitters on the inserters to split out the red and green science. So only red science is going to come this way and only green science this way. Apart from those two. And then do the same thing on here with the blue and purple. Then the yellow will just come down here. So yeah, we want to enable this if there's no red science on the belt. Obviously we want to have a bit of red science on the belt. So if we say enable this if red science is less than like 10. What this should do is only switch on the inserter if there's fewer than 10 red science packs on this belt. And then I would need to also connect all of the other ones. This is, by the way, something I realised they have changed for 2.0, which I've kind of only just realised. My face cam is actually blocking the button. There are red and green wires in this game, and they used to be actual items. You used to have to come in here and you'd use copper cable to craft red and green wires, and then you'd have to place them. You now get them for free. You just click the buttons down here, either the red button or the green button. And the red and green wires are used to carry signals for your logic circuits. So that's going to be green. This is going to be blue. This is going to be purple. This is going to be yellow. This is a completely unnecessary thing to do. Like my previous science setup was working fine. It's just yeah. Somebody said in chat you should make a stupid circuit thing, so I have. I think this will work. This is the moment of truth. So they should all start shoveling out science packs, but they should stop once they've done 10, which should prevent. Otherwise the belt would clog up. You'd end up with a belt full of red, and you'd never get any. Right, the red one has stopped. The other ones haven't stopped. No, that's definitely. I think the red one actually worked. This is definitely more than 10 green that have gone in though, so that's not working. Oh, I didn't tick read belt contents on these ones. That's why. Okay, yeah. See, if I tick that, now they've stopped. Okay, let's try that again. So they should all stop once they've done 10. There we go. I made a thing. Time Parade says you can read the entire belt now, makes this very easy. Oh, could you not do that before? Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. I think this was just pulse and hold before. So, yeah, that's right. What it used to do, it used to tell you how many items were in this bit of the belt. I remember that now. Whereas now it's telling me what's in the whole belt, which makes it a lot easier. Time Parade says you only need one reader and you can chain the circuit wire from inserter. Oh, right, so you can do like that. And just that works still? Okay, yeah, so it's everything is reading from here, and then the wire you can't, it's a bit difficult to see. There's a red wire running along all these inserters, which sort of flashes when I hover over it. It's a bit hard to see with all the other stuff going on. So now there should always be exactly 10 science packs on this belt, and then if I set it up to put science packs into a science lab, then as soon as this takes a pack out, this will put a new one in of that colour. And then, yeah, we have this kind of sushi science arrangement. I like this. I'm glad you suggested me to make something like this, because I like this. Is it any more practical than my previous science lab setup? Not in the slightest. But it's fun. Let me also make these fast inserters, because obviously we're going to have lots of science labs. We need to be able to keep up with the science. There we go. Sushi science. I will expand it back to how many labs I had before. Let's do 16 for now. We weren't actually keeping up with the number of labs we had before, because we're not making enough purple science. But let's not collide with our copper base. To be honest, with a belt this big, we probably want more than 10 on the belt at once. Otherwise, the labs on this side are going to have to wait ages for any science to show up. We probably want 1 per lab. So, 16 labs, we should have 16 science on the belt at any one time. Let's do that. 16 of those. 16 of those. 16 of those. There we go. Lana, thank you so much for redeeming your flower of the day. Yes, Lana, congratulations, you remembered your flower. By the way, yes, if anybody else would like to spend 10 channel points. Because I'm a botanist in real life, I have this thing where you can... every time you come to the stream, you press a button and the bot counts how many times you've been here. But the gimmick with mine is you get a different British wildflower every time, and you slowly build up a wildflower garden. I could do things like my Twitch bot I actually wrote myself. The whole thing is custom programmed. So I could have something like when Lana enters the chat, have the bot send her a message saying, "Hey Lana, don't forget your flower." She might get a bit annoyed by that though. Okay, well it looks like my science machine is working, apart from the part where I haven't got enough blue science, but we knew that was going to happen. Speaking of which, let's try and get some more blue science going. So are we short of on blue science? If I had to guess, I would say probably red circuits. Oh no, not red circuits. Oh no, actually we've got enough of everything. It's just too slow. Let's upgrade it to tier 2 assemblers. Yeah, actually, yeah, we need more, don't we? I built the same number of blue as I did green, but that's not actually right because these take 6 seconds and these take 24 seconds. So we actually need 3 times as many. Although now it won't be balanced because these are blue and no, those are blue as well. Are the red ones blue? Are the red ones blue? You know what I mean? Yeah, those are blue. Those are blue. Those are blue. Okay. Yeah, this should be the number of assemblers we need to balance out the red and green that we had. Time Parade says it's 5, 7, 10, 13, I think, for 60 SPM. Oh, I've got 5, 6... Well, hang on, how is it 10 then? Because these take 6 seconds. And these take 24 seconds. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I'm an idiot. That 24 seconds for 2 times. I missed that 2 times. Why does this science machine make 2 science at once and the other science machines make 1 science at once? It's like the game is trying to catch you out. Okay, 2 science at once. And it takes 24 seconds. So that's equivalent to 1 science every 12 seconds, which is obviously still slower than 1 science every 6 seconds, but it's only twice as slow, not 3 times as slow. So I need 12. It's still not 10, it's 12, but you're right. Yeah, I got that wrong. Sorry. Altibago says, I thought it was 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Imagine if they'd actually made those the correct ratios for science production. How long till people notice the reference? Okay, let's send this belt on a magical journey. Hello, Ren. Welcome in. Thank you for redeeming your flower of the day. Okay, now we've got the blue on that side. I kind of want the blue on the other side. Let's do this. Ren, I hope you are having a good weekend. We're playing a bit of Factorio. I just made a sushi belt science machine, which is not something I thought I would do today. We have succeeded in our goal of setting up trains for copper and iron and purple science. So now we're just sort of doing stuff. Okay, that should be enough blue science for everybody to be getting on with. Let me just put these. You can press Z to put things onto belts, which is sometimes helpful. You have a few of them that you don't want. Now we're almost certainly going to be short of red circuits, so we need to build more red circuit production. And the cycle continues. Time Parade says the desire to play Fields of Mistra now or wait till the full release. It's pulling me apart. Oh dear. Yeah, I like to wait till the full release on things. There have been a couple of times when someone's requested a game and I've waited till the full release. I waited for 2.0 release of Factorio before I streamed that. If I know I'll like the game, I might play it in early access. Like Dorfromantik I played in early access. Not on stream, because this was years ago. I tend to avoid them. Ren says, I was trimming my neighbour's bougainvillea, where it grows into my yard. Those thorns are dangerous. Oh dear, careful Ren, we don't want any botany related injuries on this channel. Okay, we should not that. And then that. Okay. We have more red science, and now we're almost certainly going to be short of circuits or plastic or copper rather than production. All the heart events not being in just seems weird to my brain. Yeah, I get that. Trying to play a game without all the parts in place. Right, now we're running out of steel. And we're running out of steel because we're running out of iron ore for the steel. We're running out of iron ore for the steel because we've only got this one belt to go round. So that's where the red belts come in. So we should have a stockpile of them now. Let me actually expand this because I'm going to use quite a few of these. I'll also take a handful of the other items. Factory is going to be getting a bit faster now. Time Parade says, how can I be gay married in my cottagecore sim if the content hasn't been added yet? Truly a question of our times. Seems homophobic to me, indeed. Yeah, I don't tend to do games where you have to romance and marry people. Although I might play Stardew at some point on stream, but like that's not the main point of Stardew. There's more to it than that. Partly because I'm asexual, but I don't think you have to be asexual to just say, oh, that kind of game doesn't particularly appeal to me. Because like I'm not aromantic, just asexual. Okay. Now our iron is moving twice as fast. At least it is for this part. And then, yeah, once it's split off here, effectively now we have 2 belts worth of throughput to the iron, because we have half a yellow belt here, half a yellow belt here, half a yellow belt here. Yeah, we have 3 halves of a yellow belt, and we have 1 red belt serving, so that all works out. Continuing to run out of iron. I suppose these miners aren't really... Well, actually, they are running. As I say, they won't be running much because they'll be trying to run into a full belt. And there's more iron here that we haven't even used. But never mind. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Time Brain says, I'm Demi, so on the A spectrum. Tubago says, normalise romance in Krobus. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't want to because of the wrong gender or whatever. It's not something that particularly interests me. Time Parade says, I don't really have much desire for partnership IRL. I would, like, as I say, I'm not aromantic. I would maybe like a romantic partner IRL, but just dating as a trans person is just such a minefield that I'm not even going to bother. It's not worth the hassle. Like, companionship is nice, but pizza is nice, and if getting pizza was as much effort as dating, probably wouldn't bother eating pizza, if you get my drift. Right, I think we're actually short of plastic now. And the reason we're short of plastic is we're short of oil. You'll see that this is actually almost empty. It keeps blinking off as being empty. Do we have... Are we short of crude oil, or are we just short of refining capacity? No, we have a full tank of crude oil. Okay, so what we actually need now is more oil refining. These 2 refineries are both working flat out. So let's build some more. And yeah, that's very much what a lot of Factorio is. Once you've got the hang of how to build each part of your base and you've got the basics set up, it's basically walking around your base going, what am I currently short of? What do I need to build more of? And then going and building more of it. And right now the answer is oil, so we'll build more oil. There we are, more oil has been built. That should give us twice as much petroleum, which should allow us to make twice as much plastic, which should stave off our plastic shortage that we're currently dealing with. Yeah, we still don't have enough actually to run these 4 chemical plants flat out. Oh, mostly because I didn't hook this one up. There we go. Too much work indeed sums up my feelings on the matter 99% of the time. Says Time Parade. That is valid. Make a 5th oil refinery here. Maybe that will be enough. Oh, I didn't bring enough pipes. Emma, you idiot. Not using advanced oil. Did I research advanced oil? I did. Yeah, the reason I'm not using advanced oil is I only need petroleum at the moment. I don't need heavy and light oil because I haven't made the things that need them yet. And I would have to hook up water as well. I suppose I say I'd have to hook up water. The water is only here. I suppose now might be the time to hook up the water. But yeah, right now the only thing I'm using oil for is plastic. I've researched a bunch of other stuff. The next thing I want to build is going to be construction robots. And the next thing after that is going to be yellow science. This is just me getting to the point where, you know, like I was technically making purple science, but I wasn't making enough of it. So I had to build more red circuit assemblers, and then I needed more plastic. Yeah, let's get sorted with advanced oil processing. So we need a offshore pump for that, because we need to have water. That's how you get water. You use an offshore pump. Other water. Yeah, there's other water over here. Water is infinite. It's much easier to work with than any other resource because it's everywhere, and the offshore pumps do like a huge amount. How much is it? Yeah, 1200 units a second from every pump, and I could build a whole load of pumps, so even this little pond would probably give me all the water I'd ever need in the game, even if I built a large base. But it's, yeah, like, you'd never put water on a train, I don't think. I mean, somebody's going to chime in with, yeah, I put water on trains all the time. It wouldn't make much sense to take water around on a train, though. I think you'd just get the water from the nearest pond. So advanced oil processing introduces a whole new level of complexity, because now you have 3 different products coming out of your oil refineries. You have petroleum gas, you have light oil, and you have heavy oil. This is the reason why when I've played in the past, I've played a multiplayer game and let somebody else do the oil, because I was dreading this part. But like, I know how to, obviously, because we did it before. Where did we do it before? Oh yeah, down here with the sulfur. This is how you feed 2 different liquids into the same assembler. You have a pipe, and then you have another pipe go under the first pipe. So I assume it's just going to be the same thing to have 3 outputs. But I don't know. Let's see what happens. So obviously we have to build the oil pipe 1 tile out, because we have to have space for the water pipe to go under the oil. Don't connect the water to the oil. That was in the bad place. That goes there, but this is going to be water, not oil. There's no good place for this pylon now either. This is going to be the water, so we'll just run this over here. Let me make it underground, because I would quite like to be able to walk through it. There we go. By the way, another thing that's new in version 2 of the game is this overlay. When I hover over a pipe, even if I haven't got this view mode on, it color codes the pipe with what fluid is going to go through it, which is really helpful. And then the oil goes like that, and then the water goes like that. Now we're feeding every one of these with oil, almost every one of them with oil and water. But yeah, then we have 3 different products to deal with. El Tibago says, dating does seem to have gotten much more difficult in the last 20 years. Used to just go to the pub and lots of people there who you could have actual conversations with, not so much these days. Yeah, when I was younger, like, dating apps were a new thing and most people weren't meeting through them, and it seems like Gen Z, pretty much that's the only option, is dating apps, which I hate. But it's not like... It's not that, Tibago, it's my very specific circumstances of being trans that I'm talking about. Dating while trans definitely wasn't easier 20 years ago, because there wasn't even any legal recognition of trans people. And it was still difficult to be openly gay 20 years ago. So let's not say that that's got harder. But dating in general, I feel like probably has got harder. Time Parade says, as someone who's had 4 beers in 4 years, this seems like a fictional thing that only happened in movies to me. Unfortunately, British, maybe not so much nowadays, but certainly when I was growing up, British culture was you went to the pub and drank beer, which I was never interested in for multiple reasons. Time Parade says there is/was a mod called Water as a Resource that makes lakes empty over time. That does sound interesting. Do I have enough space here to actually do what I want to do? So I need a one here for petrol, but then I need an underground belt. Yeah, I'm not gonna have space. Do I have to move my plastic? Actually, no, hang on. Can I do it differently? Can I do this and have the... Oh, no, because it don't cross the streams. Don't connect the wrong liquid to the wrong liquid. We might be able to do it like this in order to squeeze it in. And then make that an underground. Do I have... Oh yeah, hang on, let me move that so I can see. I just barely have space. Okay, that's good. Barely have space to squeeze the heavy oil through. Okay. Yeah, so basically you do this in order to hook every one of the 3 outputs up to a pipe, and then hook that same pipe to the outputs in all the other ones. It uses a lot of underground pipes, but that's okay. I have a lot of underground pipes. So that goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And then just be very careful while you're building to not accidentally put the wrong fluid in the wrong pipe, because otherwise everything breaks. Okay, we have successfully made 3 fluids. Now we have another problem, which is, well, actually we have 2 problems. One is we don't have power. There we go. The other problem is the plastic is going to stop working soon because the light oil and heavy oil isn't going anywhere. It's just going to back up in the pipes, and then that means the refineries won't run and make more petroleum. And there is a solution to that, which is there's a recipe called cracking that turns you can turn heavy oil into light oil, and you can turn light oil into petrol, and they both need water. So yeah, there's some there's some shenanigans with pipes to do, is what I'm getting at here, and I think that might be something to do next stream. Let me just catch up with chat. El Debago says it used to happen. Plenty of non-alcohol drinkers too. I was a lot more social when I was younger though. Yeah, I've just never been social. I've never drunk alcohol for health reasons as well as socializing reasons. Tobago says, oh, for sure, Emirate's a minefield for trans community. Yeah, a trans person cannot just go on a dating app and put down their preferred gender. That would end very, very badly. And if you put that you're trans, you are going to get abuse, because people don't, even on dating sites, don't understand that you can just swipe away from them if you're not interested in them. They feel the need to do that. Time Parade says, I know more and more people meeting on Discord, which sure, it's like any social media, but still seems weird somehow to my brain. I know a lot. I've met a lot of people online. I know a lot of people online that I've met through, well, Discord, but you can go back to the days of IRC. I've met people through many different platforms, but not with romantic interest. like the jump from one to the other. There have been people that I've spoken to online, including other streamers and members of the community, that I think, this is a nice person. I might be interested in giving a romantic relationship a go with that person if they were interested. But they're almost certainly not, and it's not the sort of thing that you can bring up on a Discord server or in that sort of content. It's just not appropriate. So I don't. I keep those feelings to myself, and I think it's for the best to do that. Quite often the distances involved are such that it really wouldn't work out anyway. Altibago says, Discord was created from a player of my favourite game, that being Final Fantasy XI Online, wanting easier ways to connect outside of the game. Yeah, and I'm very glad they did. As I say, I've been around a long time. I used to hang out in IRC chat rooms. I've used pretty much every chat protocol in existence, and I'm glad we have Discord. Discord is definitely an improvement over what came before. It's not perfect, but it's good. It's a hell of a lot better. Like, at work, I have to use Microsoft Teams for inter-office communication, which on the face of it is basically Discord. You have private chats and you have group chats. And it's so much worse. It's amazing how bad they managed to make it when Discord exists. And this is Microsoft we're talking about. It's not like they haven't got the budget to build a chat platform if they want to. Time Parade says, it is for sure. I guess it just doesn't really occur to me. My brain goes, I'm here to talk about X-Thing, and dating doesn't occur to me. Yeah, exactly. Izzy says, oh god, if you put that you're trans, you're going to get exclusively two types of people. Those who will fling abuse at you and chasers. Neither are at all good. I somehow haven't had any chasers come across after me yet, and I think that's... online. I've had them IRL. I haven't had them online. And I think that's just because... like, the main place I hang out is my own Discord server, which I create from my own community, which I curate only people who I know are going to be supportive. Like, it's very difficult for somebody who's not supportive of trans people to end up in my Discord, because they would have to watch my streams first, and then be interested enough in them that they wanted to join my Discord. So, I suppose, if we're talking about Discord and my streams and so on, I ought to say, if anyone wants to join my Discord, there's a link down below my stream, and also there's a link in chat. You are all very welcome, as long as you are not transphobic, and I think if you've watched me for this long, you probably aren't. Izzy says, my Freenode days were a reminder that technology truly has improved significantly. Freenode was an IRC server. And fun fact, Izzy, right now you are talking in Twitch chat. Twitch chat is powered by IRC. Do you know why Twitch messages are limited to 512 characters? Because they're IRC messages, and that limit is baked into the IRC protocol. So when you say technology has improved significantly, we've come so far, and yet... If you told somebody on IRC in the early 90s that we would one day everybody would be able to set up their own television broadcast from the comfort of their own house and stream it over the internet to an audience, they would have thought that that was some unimaginably far off mystical future technology. Chat's still based on IRC. I know that because my bot has to obviously connect to IRC in order for it to work. Timebread says, the only thing that sucks is Discord in no small part killing traditional troubleshooting forums. I think for IT stuff, Stack Overflow already killed off traditional troubleshooting forums. But yeah, for more specific things, you do have a point with that. I mean... There's no reason you can't run a forum and run a Discord server. And I wish more people would do that, but I can kind of understand why. It's so much easier to set up a Discord than to have to do your own hosting, so I completely understand. Hello Rooney, welcome in. Rooney, we will be ending fairly soon here, but I'm just catching up with chat. We had a successful Factorio stream today. I'm standing in a very dark part of the base, not looking at anything much. But we made some good progress. Izzy says, if they do end up in there, they get turfed out pretty quickly, referring to my Discord. Yes, that's true. Izzy says, I will never hold up Twitch chat as an example of technological progress. No, quite a lot of Twitch in general lags behind where it could be in a lot of things, I think. The actual streaming is decent enough, but I do wish they put more effort into things like chat and their mobile app. You know, make big emotes work on mobile. Make donation fundraisers work on mobile. You know, why have those things not work when you could have them work? Izzy says, IRC with an OAuth 2 layer on top, definitely super futuristic. Yes, I mean, it's not a normal IRC. It's a heavily modified custom one. But yeah, the actual transmission of the messages is IRC. Debago says, Discord and Reddit's the places I find answers to troubleshooting. Indeed. And Rooney says, just getting the nice ending vibes. Yeah, and with that, as I say, I tend to try and end a little earlier on Sundays. Some of my European viewers have work the next day. I have work the next day. I'm going to call today's stream a success. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, here's our sushi belt science setup. This is all set up to monitor the belt and only allow 16 science packs of each colour on at once, and then the labs can pick them up. These labs don't have any blue, but that's just because I'm short of blue science. This setup is working correctly. I'm short of plastic right now. So next stream, the first goal will be get more plastic. Probably also iron, because yeah, we have this much iron left. Although, where's my train? Oh, my train is at the iron mine. I might have 2 iron trains, so one train can be filling up while the other train is emptying and that sort of thing. But that is all to come in another stream. For now, I will say thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to everybody who followed. I have anonymous follows on, but we just had a couple more follows there. Thank you so much for supporting me and my content. LT Bago says somebody took all the Mackie rolls. Is that what the blue science packs are? They're the Mackie rolls. Everybody's saying thanks for the stream. No problem. Thank you, Talon, Izzy, and Elfie for being here. I appreciate all my viewers, lurkers or chatters. All appreciated. Thank you once again to Alex for subscribing way back at the start of the stream. I will be back next Friday at 7 PM, where we'll be continuing with Teiji, which is a puzzle game very similar to The Witness, which we started on Friday. Next Saturday we will be starting Human Resource Machine, which is a programming puzzle game, which might go over people's heads, mine included, but you know, if you want to sit and watch me struggle with puzzle games, which some people like that, so we'll see how it goes. And then Sunday, 7 PM next week, same time, same place, we'll be continuing with Factorio. I'm going to look for somebody to raid now. If you have any suggestions for raid targets, do let me know. Let's see who's on. Snail Simulator Dev is on. Playing Snail Simulator. Of course, what else? Who is on from our community? Oh, Luke is on. Luke is a Dorf Romantic player. So it's currently playing Dwarf Romantic. I try not to send too many people there though, because he doesn't speak English natively. I wonder if okay, we have a couple of suggestions. El Divago suggests Frog Museum. Am I following Frog Museum? I am not following Frog Museum. Frog Museum, the title of their stream is Snotty Slug Sunday, and they're doing art. We can certainly go and join them. Lana says, I got some with God of War. Let me know your suggestion, Lana, and even if we don't go there today, I can always follow them and potentially go in future. But yeah, today let's go to Frog Museum. I don't usually raid people with this many viewers, but we'll do it today. Chloe Cosmos is Lana's suggestion. Thank you for sharing that. I'll drop them a follow and I'll consider them for future raids as well. Go to Frog Museum. Let me just get all that set up. Sorry about this. Raid Frog Museum. Couldn't spell museum for a moment there. If you would like to send a raid message in chat, please do. It is really helpful to generate some hype when we raid in. Here is a raid message that you can use if you are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, use any emotes you like, but I'm going to paste one with some dancing dinosaurs as an example. There we go. Frog Museum is doing art. Chloe Cosmos I will bear in mind for future raids. Thank you, Lana, for that suggestion. Yeah, as I say, I will be back on Friday. And until then, thank you all for watching. And bye for now.